Welcome, and congrats on finding this video. The Bitcoin revolution has been on a wild ride, especially since the US elections and that initial Trump pump. It seems every day there's a new headline about geopolitical tensions, trade wars, or inflation fears threatening to crash the economy and send stocks and Bitcoin to zero. But you might be surprised that today the Bitcoin price sits exactly where it was 4 months ago, soon after the election. The Bitcoin roller coaster has spooked many investors who are opting to sit out and take a wait and see approach. But in this video, I want us to step back, zoom out, and see why now might be a golden opportunity to take action and grow your Bitcoin stack. If that sounds interesting to you, hit that like button and let's get started. So let's start with the Bitcoin daily price chart going back 4 months to the US elections in early November. And what we see is immediately after election, we saw a massive 60% pump in Bitcoin price that took 42 days, culminating on December 17th with a new all-time high of $108,000. That was such a fiery move that Bitcoin had to cool down into the new year, and it actually pulled back about 18% by January 13th, a week before the inauguration. Then, leading into the inauguration, there was so much anticipation. Bitcoin pumped 22% to another all-time high of $109,000 on inauguration day. But alas, once Trump was in office, we started hearing his idea for trade wars and tariffs, and that steady trickle of news pushed Bitcoin price down 28% over about 40-day period. But now we're sitting about 18% below where it peaked at inauguration day. Now, one thing you'll get from this chart, you'll notice the roller coaster of Bitcoin price. And watching Bitcoin price daily can be very stressful, and it could leave you paralyzed for fear of making the wrong move. Nobody wants to buy Bitcoin only to see it drop 18% or to buy and see it drop 28%. And so what we could do is zoom out onto a longer time frame and see the Bitcoin monthly chart, where each candle represents 1 month of price action. And this is going back to 2015, about 10 years ago. And what you can see here is that Bitcoin operates in 4-year cycles, where each cycle top peaks out every 4 years. So you can see in December of 2017, we hit a cycle top just about $20,000 before entering a pullback bear market that lasted about a year, and then starting the next bull run in 2019, which lasted approximately 3 years, to a double top you see here in 2021, the ultimate peak being in November of 2021 at $69,000. At that point, we started another pullback 1-year bear market, and then we started the next bull run, which is the current bull run that we are in right now. So you can see that market top in 2017, 4 years later, market top in 2021. And that's why everyone's anticipating that we are going to be at the next market top sometime later this year in 2025. That is the 4-year cycle. So now let's zoom in to the weekly chart to inspect the more granular movements of Bitcoin. This is a weekly chart of the current bull run going back to November of 2022. And when you look at the weekly level, you can see that Bitcoin operates in distinct patterns. So you see a period of multiple weeks of sideways price action, then a breakout to a new high level, sideways action around that level, we call it sideways chop, a breakout to a new level, multiple weeks of sideways action with the breakout, and you get the routine. I've actually overlaid this price behavior so you can see what it looks like with the orange lines. So you see the sideways chop consolidation periods with a pump breakout to a new level, and that pattern repeats. Now, let's zoom out to the monthly chart and see what the prior cycles look like. And you can see that no two cycles are the same, but leading up to the 2017 cycle, we had a series of multiple pumps that culminated with the cycle top in 2017. The 2018 to 2021 cycle had fewer pumps, but each pump was much bigger. The current cycle that we're in, 2022 to 2025, more resembles the 2017 cycle in that there are multiple smaller pumps. And you can see this table here, which shows those two cycles compared. In 2017, we would chop sideways for an average of 9 weeks with a 6-week pump, each pump being approximately 90% on average. But the current bull run, we're actually seeing the sideways chop almost twice as long, 17 weeks versus 9 weeks. pumps for about 5 weeks, and then the pumps are half the height at 45%. But still, the key value here is 17 weeks of sideways chop for the current cycle. Now, one thing I want you to notice about these periods of chop consolidation going sideways is that they are not times when Bitcoin price is flat. In fact, there could be 1, 2, or 3 months of going down, symbolized by the red candles. These periods of downward price action could be scary at times because it could feel that it's taking long and it's a steep downward trend in the Bitcoin price, even though we're still in the bull market, as you can see here. One popular Bitcoin analyst named Plan B recently posted this reminder that in the 2016 to 17 bull run, we saw many instances where Bitcoin price pulled back from 29 to 38%. These pullbacks are great opportunities for investors to come into the market and pick up discounted Bitcoin for the first time or to add to their stack. I want to show you why I'm so excited about the current bull run. Let's zoom in to the weekly cycle. Many people are freaking out about the roller coaster price action and the pullbacks, but when we zoom out to the weekly time frame, we're simply in one more of those sideways consolidation periods before the next pump to a new all-time high. And as we said, consolidations this cycle have lasted on average 17 weeks. Currently, we're 12 weeks into our consolidation period, and so we theoretically could go another 5 weeks and still be on pace with the average for this cycle. Now, as an interesting thought experiment, if we were to apply the average of 17 weeks of sideways chop with 5 weeks of pump and a 45% pump each time, then we would chop sideways for another 5 weeks to around mid-April, then pump for 5 weeks to around $151,000 by mid-May. And then following another one of those cycles, that will bring us to about $220,000 by mid-October. So that's just an interesting thought experiment. By no means is that predictive of what's going to happen, but you can see that if the current bull run were to go as many analysts expect, then we can easily get from the 150s and into the 200 price point. So hopefully you have a good understanding about why you don't need to panic right now, but you might want to take advantage of this golden opportunity before the next pump to a new all-time high. As Michael Saylor says, volatility is vitality, which means it's precisely this volatile nature of Bitcoin which makes it the revolutionary wealth creation tool of our generation. That volatility scares off the powerful financial establishment and the elite few who already have all the wealth they need. But for those oppressed by our corrupt monetary system and watching their dollars lose purchasing power year after year, Bitcoin's volatility is the fire that powers the financial revolution they so sorely need. Remember, Bitcoin is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's a stop-getting-poor-slowly vehicle. If you haven't already learned why Bitcoin is the ultimate asset to protect and grow your wealth, watch my series on why you can't afford to ignore Bitcoin and keep learning. When you're ready to buy some Bitcoin, then check my buying guide playlist to learn how easy it is to join the Bitcoin revolution. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below and please like and share out this video. Until next time, be wise, be safe, and stack sats.